BYD just became the biggest car company on the planet. And within 12 months of that announcement, over 300,000 of their vehicles got recalled. But here is the part that should genuinely concern every person shopping for a new car in 2026. BYD is not the exception. They are the symptom, because 4.3 million turbocharged engines have been recalled across the entire industry since 2015. And the dealership standing between you and that information is not going to volunteer it. Everything you think you know about modern engine reliability is wrong. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why. Here is the conversation that never happens on a showroom floor. The one where a salesperson looks you in the eye and explains that the engine sitting under the hood of almost every new car sold in 2026 is fundamentally more complex, more heat sensitive, and more dependent on perfect maintenance than anything that came before it. That conversation does not happen because it would cost them the sale. So instead, you get brochures about horsepower figures and fuel economy ratings that were calculated under laboratory conditions that have nothing to do with how you actually drive. The number that puts all of this in context: 97% of new vehicles sold today come with a turbocharged engine. Not because turbocharging makes cars better, not because engineers suddenly discovered a superior technology, because government fuel economy regulations forced manufacturers to downsize their engines to hit targets on paper. And when a smaller engine cannot produce the power a customer expects, you bolt a turbocharger onto it and tell the marketing department to call it innovation. The Toyota Camry, arguably the most trusted family sedan in automotive history, used to run a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine that owners drove to 250,000 miles without touching the internals. Turbocharged now. The Ford F-150, the best-selling vehicle in America for over 4 decades, had a V8 that mechanics understood in their sleep, replaced by the EcoBoost Turbo. General Motors took a 5.3-liter V8 out of the Silverado, an engine with a proven reliability record spanning millions of trucks and millions of miles, and substituted a turbocharged 4-cylinder in its place. The window sticker reads the same. The salesperson tells you the same story. But underneath that hood, an entirely different set of failure conditions is waiting for you. And nobody is explaining those failure conditions to you before you sign. To understand why turbocharged engines fail the way they do, you need to understand one mechanical reality that changes everything. A turbocharger uses exhaust gases your engine produces anyway to spin a turbine. That turbine reaches speeds of up to 300,000 revolutions per minute. At that rotational speed, the only thing preventing the entire assembly from destroying itself is a continuous flow of clean engine oil through the bearing housing. One fluid, one line of defense, and 3 very predictable ways it fails. The first is heat damage. A turbo bearing housing operates at temperatures that would melt aluminum if the cooling system failed. When you push a car hard and then immediately shut the engine off, the oil pump stops circulating. The turbo, still glowing from operating temperature, sits there with oil trapped inside the bearing housing, slowly cooking into deposits. Every time this happens, those deposits accumulate. Weeks pass, months pass. Then one day the oil passage narrows enough that the bearing starts running dry, and the turbo begins destroying itself from the inside. You will not hear it happening. You will not see a warning light until significant damage has already occurred. The second is oil starvation. Turbo bearing specialists are consistent on this point across every forum, every workshop, every teardown video you will find. The leading cause of turbo failure in the real world is not age and it is not mileage. It is oil condition. Old oil, contaminated oil, oil that is half a quart low at the wrong moment. Any of those conditions reduce the lubrication film, protecting that bearing to a point where metal contacts metal at 300,000 revolutions per minute. The math on that contact is not complicated. One neglected oil change at the wrong interval on the wrong engine can start a failure sequence that costs you $5,000 or $6,000 to resolve. The third is carbon buildup. Direct injection, the fuel delivery system paired with almost every modern turbocharged engine, sprays fuel straight into the combustion chamber. This bypasses the intake valves entirely. In port-injected engines, Fuel flowing past those valves kept them scrubbed clean. Direct injection removes that cleaning mechanism. Carbon deposits accumulate on the backs of the intake valves over time, restricting airflow, causing misfires, producing rough idle, and eventually requiring a procedure where shops literally blast walnut shell media through the intake to clean the valves. Some owners are dealing with this at 60,000 miles, some earlier. 3 failure modes, all manageable, all preventable, if the manufacturer did the engineering work required to address them properly. The ones that did not are exactly where we are headed now. Number 5 on the engines to avoid in 2026, the GM 2.7-liter Turbo Max. The engine General Motors chose to replace the 5.3-liter V8 in their highest volume trucks. Let that decision sit with you for a moment. A proven engine with decades of real-world reliability data, replaced by a turbocharged unit that has been in production for 3 years and is already generating significant owner complaints. NHTSA documentation records oil consumption rates of 1 quart per 1,000 miles in affected vehicles. 1 quart per 1,000 miles. That is not a break-in period characteristic. That is a turbo bearing running persistently short of the lubrication it requires to survive. Consumer Reports has flagged this engine as below average reliability. And the most important data point of all is the one that does not exist yet. Nobody knows how this engine holds up at 180,000 or 200,000 miles because it has not been in service long enough to tell us. In a full-size truck that represents a $50,000 or $60,000 purchase decision, that uncertainty is itself a reason to choose differently. Get the 5.3-liter V8. The extra cost at purchase is a fraction of one turbo rebuild. Number 4, the Hyundai and Kia 1.6-liter Gamma Turbo, appearing across both brands through model years 2013 to 2019. NHTSA recalls documented piston ring failures causing abnormal oil consumption, and in the most serious cases, complete engine seizure without warning. The failure mechanism in the worst documented cases went beyond leaving owners stranded. Oil entering the combustion chamber accumulates on exhaust components and under sufficient heat will ignite. A class action lawsuit followed. If you are looking at a used Hyundai or Kia from this generation, the make and model do not matter as much as the VIN check. Every single used vehicle from this era and this powertrain family needs to go through the NHTSA recall database before money changes hands. That database is free. The link is in the description. A 2-minute search is the difference between a reliable used car and a documented fire risk sitting in your driveway. Number 3. The Volkswagen and Audi EA 888 2-liter turbo, the engine underneath virtually every Volkswagen and Audi product sold in the United States for the better part of the last decade. The Jetta, the Tiguan, the Golf, the Audi A4, the Audi Q5. Same fundamental architecture across all of them. The documented failure catalog includes timing chain stretch and failure, high-pressure fuel pump failures that leave cars stranded without warning, and intake valve carbon buildup requiring professional cleaning before 100,000 miles in a significant percentage of cases. Consumer Reports assigns Volkswagen powertrain reliability a score of 2 out of 5 stars. In an industry where 3 is average, 2 represents one of the worst reliability records across any mainstream manufacturer currently selling vehicles. A pristine example with documented on-schedule maintenance from day one can hold together. But the moment you are evaluating a used example with any question marks in the service history, you are potentially inheriting a problem the previous owner was happy to pass along. Number 2, the Ford 1.5-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder installed in the Ford Escape, the Ford Fusion, and the Ford Bronco Sport across multiple model years. This engine has a failure mode that goes beyond reliability concerns into genuine safety territory. Engine coolant breaches into the cylinder under specific conditions. Once coolant enters the combustion chamber, the engine can hydrolock, meaning it attempts to compress a fluid that cannot be compressed and stalls. This failure can occur at highway speed without prior warning. In the most serious documented cases, the failure sequence created fire conditions. Ford faced class action litigation over this issue. The 2015 through 2018 model years carry the highest documented risk. If a used Escape, Fusion, or Bronco Sport with this engine is part of your search, that VIN check is not optional. An engine that can fail at 70 miles per hour on a highway is not an inconvenience. It is a safety calculation that belongs in your purchasing decision. Number one, and this is where the video earns its title, because this entry changes the entire conversation about brand trust in 2026. Toyota's 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 fitted to the Tundra and the Lexus LX. Toyota, the name that has meant reliable transportation for 3 generations of families. The brand that turned the word dependable into a competitive advantage worth billions in marketing spend. I want to be precise here because precision matters. This is not a statement about Toyota as a company. It is a statement about this specific engine backed by specific data. October 2024. Toyota issues a recall covering 105,000 vehicles for oil pressure anomalies linked to this engine. November 2024. A second independent recall goes out covering 127,000 Tundra and Lexus LX vehicles specifically for crankshaft bearing failure risk. 2 separate recall actions, 232,000 vehicles. Inside 60 days, NHTSA has logged more than 3,000 complaints against this engine family from real owners describing real failures. The Toyota name on the tailgate does not override that data. The data is what it is. And what it says clearly is that this is not the engine to gamble on in a vehicle that costs $60,000 or $70,000 and needs to work reliably for a decade. If this breakdown is saving you money or saving you from a bad decision, hit the like button and subscribe right now. This channel exists to give you the information. The dealership has no financial incentive to share. Back to it. 2 engines in 2026 have actually earned their reliability reputation. Here is what the data says about them. The BMW B58 3-liter inline-6 turbo is the engine underneath the BMW 3 Series, 5 Series, X3, X5, and, in a detail that surprises almost everyone, the Toyota GR Supra. BMW engineers designed and manufactures it. Toyota puts their badge on the car, it powers. The recall record for this engine is essentially clean. NHTSA complaint volume is negligible relative to units in service. Consumer Reports reliability data consistently places the B58 among the top performing turbocharged engines currently available. Real owner data at high mileage backs the official ratings up. The honest part of this recommendation, BMW ownership costs are what they are. Scheduled maintenance is more expensive. Parts are more expensive. Dealer labor is more expensive. None of that changes the mechanical reality of the engine itself. If the ongoing costs of BMW ownership fit your situation, the B58 is as close to a safe turbocharged engine purchase as the current market offers. Honda's 1.5-liter VTEC turbo, found in the Civic, the CR-V, and the HR-V at price points starting under $28,000 is the reliability story for buyers who want data without a premium brand price tag attached. Consumer Reports rates Honda above average for overall reliability, and this powertrain is a primary reason. Long-term, high-mileage, real-world data on this engine exists now, and it holds up. One issue deserves honest mention. In cold climate states and Canadian markets, a subset of 2016 through 2018 Civic and CR-V owners reported fuel dilution of the engine oil under specific short-trip cold weather conditions. Honda responded with software revisions and technical service bulletins addressing the root cause. From the 2019 model year forward, it is a resolved issue in the production record. Warm climate buyers have no meaningful concern with any model year. Cold climate buyers targeting 2019 or newer are covered. For the combination of reliability data, long-term ownership cost, and purchase price, this engine in a current generation Honda product is the clearest value recommendation in the turbocharged segment. Nothing else at this price point comes close. Before we close, here is what every turbocharged engine owner needs to actually do, regardless of which engine they have. Oil changes are not negotiable, not on a turbocharged engine. The service interval exists because the bearing housing has no tolerance for degraded oil. Use the grade specified by the manufacturer. Change it on the manufacturer's schedule without extensions. This is the single most impactful maintenance decision you make on a forced induction engine. Cool the turbo before shutdown. After any period of sustained hard driving, towing, or extended highway running, let the engine idle for 2 to 3 minutes before switching it off. This keeps oil circulating through the bearing housing while the temperature normalizes. 3 minutes of idle time can meaningfully extend turbo service life over years of ownership. Monitor oil level between services. Check it every few weeks. A turbocharged engine consuming oil is not something you want to discover at the next oil change after the bearing has already been running low. Catch it early and you have options. Catch it late and you have a repair bill. Run the VIN before buying used. NHTSA's recall lookup is free, takes 2 minutes, and will tell you whether the vehicle in front of you is carrying open recalls that have never been remedied. That information belongs in every used car purchase decision. The link is in the description. So here is the complete picture for 2026. Turbocharged engines are not inherently unreliable. The BMW B58 and Honda's 1.5-liter VTEC turbo prove that forced induction can be engineered to last. But the industry-wide rush to turbocharging, driven by regulatory pressure rather than engineering readiness, has produced a landscape where the gap between the engines that were done right and the engines that were rushed through development is wider than it has ever been. BYD built the world's largest electric vehicle empire in under 30 years. Their battery technology is genuinely impressive. Their manufacturing scale is real, but 300,000 recalled vehicles in 12 months, including a powertrain recall for sudden power loss in motion, is what happens when production volume races ahead of the quality systems designed to support it. That lesson does not belong only to BYD. It belongs to every manufacturer in this list, and it belongs to every buyer who assumes that a brand name is a substitute for doing the research. 4.3 million engines recalled since 2015, 232,000 Toyota and Lexus vehicles in 60 days. Over 300,000 BYDs in under a year. The data exists. The manufacturers know it exists. The assumption is that you will not go looking for it. Now you have it. Drop your vehicle in the comments. What are you driving? What engine is under the hood? And what questions do you still have? If this gave you something useful before a purchase decision, hit the like button and subscribe. We cover the things the automotive industry would prefer you did not know about. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.